All right, guys, this is not surprising. Let's get into it.
Congressman Eric Swalwell slamming the White House's new ballroom while giving his party a strange ultimatum. Posting on X this: don't even think of seeking the Democratic nomination for president unless you pledge to take a wrecking ball to the Trump ballroom on day one. Curious new Democratic platform there. The California congressman now facing intense backlash from Republicans. You have law professor Jonathan Turley, who labeled his comments as reckless, with former Trump advisor Jason Miller calling the lawmaker an idiot. Saving no words there. Even the Washington Post editorial board seems to be defending the president's renovation project. That's surprising, noting that the White House needs more space for events and must evolve with America. Guy, I thought I was dreaming when I read the Washington Post editorial board say privately many alumni of the Biden and Obama White Houses acknowledge the long overdue need for event space. That's the Washington Post.
Yeah, they're making some editorial changes over at that paper, and we're starting to notice. You spent a lot more time at the White House than I have. I was an intern back in the day. You had a slightly more important position there. But
hey, interns are important.
Some interns more than others. But I think we both remember the rentals and the tents and all of these things that had to be brought in temporarily for any number of events, which seemed kind of crazy. Like, I understand why some people on the left who hate Trump see the East Wing being demolished and it's got his imprint on it and he's a builder and they can't stand it. It's a bit jarring and galling. It happens so quickly. But as you said, the glaring need for this type of space has been obvious for a while. And the Eric Swalwell tweet, that is just resistance slop. Every president will use this space because it's practical. The Democrats might rename it after someone like Barack Obama, but then they will all line up to use that ballroom because it's actually needed.
100%. And
the White House needs this space, and it looks like so far, as of October 28th, that the actual funding that goes in to the ballroom here, Trump's ballroom here in the White House, the East Wing there, half of it has been paid, or half of it is paid for by actual people that are giving him money, donors. And then the other half, he's actually covering everything that is lining up to look like that as of now. So why would you want to tear down something that they actually built there for every president to use after him?
He wants everyone running for office there for the presidency to vow to take a wrecking ball. I mean, that strikes me as a really silly and frivolous Democratic platform, but I guess you expect silly and frivolous from Eric.
Yeah, what Democrat platform at this point is not silly and frivolous? We talked about this on the Big Weekend show, and my point that I made over the weekend, it's so laughable, you almost have to laugh at this. Democrats are going from one outrage campaign to the other. They're trying to figure out which one's going to stick with the American people. They haven't found it yet, right? They have the no kings and the Queers for Palestine, LGBTQ, the illegal aliens, all this is where are the American people going to finally side with us? And now they've chosen the ballroom. That's what they think is going to do it. That's the priority.
I really thought the TDS thing was fake. I really didn't think it was serious, man. And it is absolutely serious. There's some people that just don't understand. Like, if you look at what's going on right now, you had an interview at AOC recently, and she was basically like, well, you know what? This government shutdown is definitely not going to reflect badly on us as Democrats. What are you talking about? Real quick, if you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell. That way you'll get notified the second any new podcasts, videos, or clips are uploaded. YouTube doesn't always push everything out, so turning on notifications, make sure you stay in the loop. Like, what are you literally saying right there? What you're saying is this, that you just don't want it to reflect bad on you because you want to stay, you want your power back. Because what is going on right now is not what she wants, but her particular very, very, it's growing in America, what she actually thinks, but it's not a dominant thought process. It's something that's very, very, very progressive, and it's not a very big, huge portion of the population.
Going to stir up this outrage. I think a better question would be, and one I would actually pose is, okay, instead of taking a wrecking ball to it, can we have all the Democrats vow that they won't use it? Let's just get that out on the record. Okay, you got a 2028. We got Gavin Newsom as the president. Gavin, promise you're not going to use that ballroom. That's what I would like to get on the record.
Yeah, well, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, he has an idea of what he wants to do about the ballroom. Let's listen.
this is part of what Donald Trump has been doing since day one of his presidency, running the largest pay-to-play scheme in the history of the country, and probably soliciting donations from people who've got business before the United States government. And all of this is going to have to be investigated. It will. All of this will have to be uncovered. It will. And these people are going to be held accountable.
Emily, if you listen carefully, he wants taxpayer dollars to fund an investigation of a privately funded ballroom from President Trump.
Yeah. Hey, guys, let's take something free that benefits everyone and then waste our tax dollars investigating it. I am so tired of the credibility being shattered the instant these individuals get on camera or behind their X accounts. And it is so frustrating for me as an American constituent to have to deal with a consistent bile being dripped and dropped and spewed by Hakeem and Eric and everyone else that is doing it for the clickbait rather than serving their constituents. And the thought that the destruction of the ballroom, which will benefit us. I mean, haven't you guys ever been somewhere where, you know, it's sort of larger than life in your head, and then you arrive and you're like, oh, it's tiny, sort of shabby. Dang. Like, I love the fact that this upgrade will now be commensurate with the gold and the dream and the opportunities for America, and also the commensurate respect that we want to afford our guests, our esteemed guests that are the heads of states of our partners around the globe. But for some very small-minded and bitter people who come from, where does he come from? Iowa, and then he moved to Dublin, California, and pretends to be from the Bay Area. For Eric Swalwell to now pretend to be hip and think that he has some way in about it. Americans care deeply about a lot of other things, but them sort of being hyper about this and then pledging our tax dollars to investigate it. Where were you, by the way, in your investigations of corruption under the prior 4 years? That's when we needed you.
Right.
We're in the middle of a shutdown that has 42 million people about to miss out as of November 1st on their public assistance to eat in this country. You will hear me talk about food insecurity a lot, even outside of a shutdown. So I know we tipped into a really dangerous place for people with young kids and their families, everybody who's going to miss that money. The fact that he would talk about using our tax dollars to go after something that is free between the president and his donors, $250 million estimated right now, when through Congress, the Kennedys were cleared $376 million to redo the Rose Garden and some other things. Now, it's reported that maybe they didn't use it on all of those things. Well, did we get the receipts and the refund as the American public on that $376 million? No.
Right.
We didn't. And
it's a great point, man.
I refuse to take the judgment about right and wrong from Representative Eric Swalwell anymore. It took the FBI to get him up off that woman, Christine Fang, who was a Chinese spy. Full stop.
Yeah. Any of you guys that want to look into that, Eric Swalwell and the Chinese spy, guys, come on, man. This guy is, that's crazier than Chick-fil-A open on Sunday to me. The Democrat Party, if they wanted to actually win and become a force again in American politics, they would try to figure out how to fix healthcare to where it actually works for everybody involved, not just people that are here just voting for them. If you can cross lines when it comes to political lines, you can really gain a lot. You can help out. The biggest thing is you could help out people. You could help out the American voter. You could help out, and the thing is with, Democrat Representative Swalwell, I mean, come on, man. He got hosed with that entire Chinese spy situation. He got shown a little bit of love by this particular Chinese spy. And you know what? God knows what he told her. I'm sure we'll hear about that in 10, 20 years. But the idea that you have to tear down, something that is being built for the White House, the ballroom, and is being built from private funds, maybe he should investigate George Soros dumping money into Summer of Love in 2020 and all those bricks that magically showed up whenever everybody just started rioting the next day. You guys have a blessed day. Take care. One love.